Hello, guys. Today we're going to be talking about something a little bit different. We're going to be talking about women who are struggling in motherhood and some of them who even regret having their kids altogether. This is a little bit different, though you guys do know I'm child free by choice. Before we get started, my name is Shelby. I'm a visual artist and I enjoy painting and drawing. And I have a small art business that I run here through YouTube. So if you're interested in my art, you can check out my Instagram. And you can check out my Shopify and buy me a coffee. And you can support the channel through a lot of ways, such as super thanks and channel membership. So, without further ado, let's get started on these women that are trapped in motherhood, who have been baby trapped and are not having a good time in the motherhood trenches.
Somebody please tell me when having a baby gets easier. Because the newborn phase is so hard. I feel so guilty for feeling this way. But I can't help it. I don't even have my baby right now. My mother-in-law took him for the night so that I can have a break. And I'm sitting here on my night off crying because I am so anxious and I am already anticipating having to pick him up tomorrow and just do it all again. And he is so miserable 24/7 right now. And it scares me. I'm actually scared of my baby. I'm sitting in bed trying to relax. And my jaw is clenched. My fists are closed. I can't, my body is in fight or flight 24/7. I am.
Right. So she's in a survival mode, absolutely. And you can hear the baby crying in the background. The poor girl is apparently, at least she has her mother in law to take the baby sometimes. But it looks like she's in it for life and she's just now figuring out that this is not a fairy tale.
When does this end?
It doesn't end. I still live with my mom. I'm 32 years old. Once you become a mom, that's your new life.
Nobody talks about the amount of times as a fucking mom that you sit in the fucking car and just cry, bro. You just fucking cry. Even when you know your tears not gonna fix shit.
Yeah, so like I said, a lot of these women are crashing out privately and trying to create a public facade that everything's okay. So, let's see what this one has to say.
The part of parenting or single parenting that nobody talks about is being offered jobs and you can't even accept the jobs because you don't know how you're going to get your kids to and from daycare, or who going to watch them on the weekends if you need to work, or anything in that nature. I absolutely love my kids to death, but if I could talk to the younger me, I would tell me to wait. I would tell me to wait to have kids until I know that I either am financially stable or I'm having a team behind me that can help me. Because
Okay, to me, this is common sense. Like, you want financial stability and you're going to need a village to help raise the kids, whether or not that village is voluntary or paid. Unfortunately, it seems like she has made some choices in her life, and let's continue.
everybody needs a community. And when you are alone doing this, it's the worst. It's the worst feeling in the world. I absolutely love my kids to death. I'll do anything for them. But when you are trying to give them the best and you have multiple baby daddies that won't even be like, hey, what's your work schedule? Let me help you because I know you didn't help me, because I can go to work whenever I feel like it and I can make as much money as I feel like it and I can do the bare minimum for my child. It's sickening. It's sickening. And I'm not dealing with one, not two, but three men that...
Oh boy. So I don't like passing judgment, especially on people where I've never lived a day in their shoes, but 3 is a lot of baby daddies. Like, I get 1. I even get 2 because you're giving someone a second chance. But after 3 and another breakup, I'm lost. I don't really know. But I think it's obvious that she's living with her choices now. And a lot of times we don't really think with the front of our brain. We make choices out of survival and out of trauma, and we don't even know that we're making these choices. And I'm sure she loves her kids. Like she said, she loves her kids and she's doing her absolute best for these children. But it seems like it's a very difficult journey for her as a single mother with multiple baby daddies. And she is being honest about that experience, and I'm sure her testimony is going to save a lot of women from that type of scenario, or at least make them feel like they're not alone, because I know this is more common than people like to say.
Fail to realize that they mama needs to work too.
Okay, this is a
So before we get into this one, she was saying how she was holding her men down and they were not doing the same thing for her. And a lot of times us as women in relationships, especially with dysfunctional men, end up doing the brunt of the caretaking. And there's not a lot of reciprocity. And she seems like a great girl. She seems like an excellent woman. She seems intelligent and articulate and all that great stuff that we love to see. But at the end of the day, she's been psyoped. She's been got by her own choices and by her own traumas and everything else. And for me, discontinuing the cycle is important. And I can't say that I'm not problematic in a lot of ways. And one of the reasons I don't want to have kids is because I am so problematic and I am so dysregulated. And a lot of these women are displaying emotional dysregulation. They're crashing out. And as someone that has had crash outs in the past, it is difficult to figure out everything. Like, I know we all want to express ourselves, but at the end of the day, it's a lot easier to crash out when you don't have a dependent. So let's check out this last one.
Crash out post. I'm currently crashing out. Sorry in advance. Women, do not get married and have kids unless you plan on and are capable of becoming a single mom. Because 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, I don't know, statistically high, that's probably what's going to happen to you. Now, I love being a mom. I really do. And in fact, I quite enjoy most of the time being a single mom. This shit is not fair. The world is not set up for single moms.
Yeah, so she makes a great point. I mean, even the 40-hour work week was designed with the stay-at-home parent in mind. Our entire society is designed around the idea of women's unpaid labor. And now she has to do the unpaid labor of motherhood, and I'm assuming she also has to work at this point. Like most women, I mean, it's very difficult unless you're in the top 15%. 85% of people cannot afford a family on one income. So I'm assuming she's having to figure out how to make money and juggle childcare, which is absolutely crazy. I couldn't do it for a day. If I was in her shoes, I would have collapsed a long time ago.
You will struggle. I don't care what job you have. I don't care how much you get paid. Especially in this economy right now, okay? The world is not set up for single mothers. It will be fucking hard. It will test you in ways that you didn't know that you could even be tested. You will have to fight for those kids, most likely. You will have to fight for those kids. You will have to wake up every morning and question, just real talk, if motherhood is really something that you want anymore. Because
wow. So that brings us to the end of our reaction section of the video. Like I was saying, motherhood is a significant choice in a woman's life, whether or not you decide to have kids. The decision of maternity is just one of those things that I don't think a lot of men quite understand, like the pressure that we're under to make that choice. And that being said, a lot of these women might have had kids. I'm making assumptions. They might have had kids because they were pressured into it by society, or they thought that's just what you did. And we like to believe that there's this thing called the maternal instinct. But in nature, the maternal instinct is a mother bird kicking the weakest one from the nest. The maternal instinct in nature is a mother lion abandoning the weakest cub and not allowing it to nurse. A rat eating its own babies, eating the weakest baby to give that nutrients back to the stronger babies. So we forget that motherhood instinct is not all nurturing. A mother wolf punishes her babies with her teeth, and it's a very forceful punishment and very forceful correction. And we like to romanticize this idea that motherhood is all sunshine and rainbows, I guess. And I really don't want to judge these people, because I can't even watch my niece for 2 hours without wanting to crash out. I'm not good with kids, and my own mom admitted to me that because I was so colicky, in combination with the struggles in her marriage, she had a hard time bonding with me as a baby. She had a hard time feeling the maternal instinct, and it didn't come naturally to her at all. And I used to kind of feel bad about that. I mean, I used to kind of blame her, but I really don't think it's her fault. And I don't think we should assign blame to these women just because they're having a hard time. I've had my mental crash outs too, and it is crazy that this is such a permanent decision, and it's a life altering, societal altering decision. Like when you have a child, that's forever. It's 18 years to life. I still live with my mom. I still need my mom, and I know that my mom and I have our differences, as many of you know. Unfortunately, I'm entitled to my own opinion about things, and so is she, and there's two different sides of every story. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of dysfunction that runs in my family, and my mom didn't really have the best relationship with her mom, and it goes back generations like that. And I don't want to be the next generation of mom that didn't do the right thing by her kids. And especially because I'm so emotionally dysregulated, I don't think I could handle a toddler screaming all the time, or a baby. I have a hard time meeting my own needs, let alone sacrificing my needs on the behalf of someone else. It's a very challenging thing. And on top of that, there's the price of admission. It's like when you have a career, and I don't even have a career, but the cost of raising a baby is significant. I mean, just financially and mentally. To be honest with you guys, I'm really selfish. I'm selfish because I don't like other people monopolizing my time and energy. And I know that there's a level of selfishness in which you can be inconsiderate and disturb other people, which I've been guilty of before. I mean, one of the fights with my mom where she threatened to kick me out was because I was being really loud and I was crying really loudly, and she basically started name calling me, which escalated the situation. I don't think either one of us was in the right. But again, her motherhood journey didn't end when I turned 18. It still hasn't ended. I'm kind of a dependent on her still. Like, what if you have a neurodivergent kid that needs you for the rest of their life? And I'm able to go to the bathroom by myself. I'm able to, live independently enough where I don't need care. I just need shelter. But, there's a lot of women out here that end up with disabled kids, and they end up as a caretaker for that disabled kid. And they say that I think 85% of men that have a child with autism end up leaving the mother of their child with autism. We have to understand that men have no problem standing up and walking away when it comes to a disabled child, and that caretaking responsibility usually falls on the woman. And no matter how egalitarian you are, a woman is the one that has to breastfeed, a woman is the one that has to do everything. And yeah, so I'm not blaming men, but society is set up for women to do the majority of childcare, and most of our society is structured around women's unpaid labor. And I don't like working for free. I don't like sacrificing my time and energy for other people. And I know that makes me selfish, and I know that makes me unevolved, but I'm not really interested in going any farther than that. Like I said, I was colicky as a baby. You don't really consider the fact that you might have an unhappy baby. I was very unhappy until I was happy. After my colic wore off, I was all smiles, but those first 8 months or so, my mom didn't sleep in 8 months. And when I don't get sleep, I can't function. I can't read. I have memory problems. I'm not strong enough to go that long without sleep. It's crazy. And even if I was able to afford it, I really don't think I would. I just don't want to bring another child into this world only to have them to go through all the things that I went through. I just don't think life is that great in order to repeat it again for another season. And I think we should give these women grace because they are going through the trenches right now. And we want to be nice to them and stuff like that. Again, my name is Shelby. I am an artist. Mostly, I'm unemployed. I guess I'm kind of self-employed at this point with my YouTube and my art. I don't really want to call myself an entrepreneur, but I do sell my art online. So, it's like I sell my art on Shopify. So if you're interested in seeing some of my work, there's one back there, that painting back there, I guess, and another one over there. So if you're interested in that, those originals are for sale, and so are the prints on Shopify, and you can support this channel in any way. Super thanks, channel memberships, and buy me a coffee and stuff like that. Or just watch the ads, whatever you want to do. So, like I said, motherhood is not for the weak, and I am one of the weak ones. I don't think that a lot of us, a lot of women that become mothers shouldn't have been moms. There's a lot of pressure in terms of just checking the box, but no one really talks about how significant of a change in your life it is. And as someone that really struggles with change, I really just don't think I would be able to adapt to that radical of a difference between my daily norm. And I really respect people that are able to balance everything and continue to work, but I really enjoy my free time. I like being able to create and draw, and I don't want any of that energy going towards another person, even if it's my kid. I'm always asking what's in it for me, and I know that's not the right question to ask when it comes to being a parent. Like, is it worth it? It's probably the wrong question to be asking. But that's kind of what I wonder. Is it worth it? Like, how much do you have to give and how much do you get back? It doesn't seem like a lot of return on investment, to be honest with you. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Once again, my name is Shelby, and I guess we're going to end today's video just like that. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.